The third method of concentration of the ore is leaching. What do you mean by leaching? Leaching is nothing but a chemical method of separation, or you call it as chemical separation. So what happens over here, the ore is treated with a suitable solvent, or you can call it as a leaching agent. So when the ore is treated with a suitable solvent, a soluble salt is formed or a complex is formed. Soluble salt or a complex of the ore is formed. And along with that, the insoluble impurities are also formed. So what do you understand from this? The ore forms a soluble complex, whereas the impurities remain insoluble. When you add a suitable solvent to the ore, what happens over here? A soluble salt or a complex is formed and insoluble impurities are formed. So here in this case, these reactions takes place in aqueous solution. Now let me go for different methods of types of leaching: cyanide leaching, ammonia leaching, alkali leaching and acid leaching. Let me explain one after the other in detail. So coming to the first one is cyanide leaching. The word itself tells you a cyanide is being added over here. So let us take an example of concentration of the gold ore. So when you take up the gold ore, in the initial part of this metallurgy lesson, I told you that gold is present in the native state. That is, it is present in the free state. It is not present in the form of its oxides or sulfides. It is present in native state, but it also has got some impurities. So how do you concentrate a gold ore? So when you go for taking gold ore, you treat it with NaCN, which is in the aqueous form. So when it treated with NaCN along with water and oxygen is passed, you get a soluble cyanide complex of formula NaAuCN twice. It is a soluble cyanide complex which is again aqueous in nature. And along with that you get sodium hydroxide and aluminosilicates, which is insoluble. So as I told you, the insoluble impurities are formed along with the soluble salt complex. So sodium cyanide is the cyanide compound that is treated with the gold ore. So Au combines with NaCN to form this NaAuCN twice. This is a complex compound. We'll learn in detail about this complex compound or coordination compound in another lesson in inorganic chemistry. So you need not worry about it. Just write it as Na outside the bracket. Inside the square bracket write it as Au. Then small simple bracket Cn twice. This is a soluble complex. So this is the first step in the cyanide leaching of gold ore. What happens in the second step? The second step, the metal which is present in the soluble cyanide complex is recovered by reduction. You all know that reduction is nothing but gain of electrons. So the soluble cyanide complex NaAuCN twice is treated with zinc, which is in the form of a solid. So this gold has to be removed from this complex. How do we remove it? You just go for adding Zn. This Zn will form Zn2 plus and give out 2 electrons. So Zn will take up 2 electrons and form Zn2 plus. That is nothing but reduction. Reduction is nothing but gain of electrons. Zn takes up 2 electrons and forms Zn2 plus. So Zn, when it combines with this complex NaAuCN twice, it forms Na2ZnCN4 and this gold is being eliminated. Here, this gold is being reduced to elemental state. So now, in an elemental state, the oxidation state of any element is 0. So this process is what you call it as cementation, which is very, very important. The gold is recovered or reduced to elemental state. In the elemental state, the oxidation state is 0 and this is what you call it as cementation.